Welcome to Super Boothers. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Ismail.
We are live from PBX. We are at our booth right now.
There's people walking around us, but we're telling them that they can't talk to us. We're recording live.
We have a whole bunch of fans waiting, literally, both of them.
Some of them are very large.
Zach actually just walked up.
Yeah.
Zach actually just was on our podcast a couple episodes ago.
Zach lifted up the podium off stage.
Yes, Zach completely saved us.
Yeah.
We had a very tiny stage to work with for our panel discussion, The Future of Photo Booths, which was absolutely amazing. We had Lisa Oler, we had Brian Miller, we had Stephen Lynch, we had Greg from Akko Photo Booth, we had Sydney from Yoda Photo Booth. Cherie Irwin from Photo Booth Talk. It was just amazing.
I mean, I don't know how you can put together a better panel than that. Those are all leaders of the industry in different ways. It was a great conversation.
What was your favorite part?
Well, I liked how a lot of the main concepts people kind of seemed to be in agreement about. One thing I took away was how they were saying that you should be responding to your clients, not really pushing the trends that you see, more responding to what they're requesting.
I like what Sydney said. He made a really great comment about how, we take, our customers' input, our customers' feedback, and then we add to it and just kind of and just take it a step further and bring it a little bit more than what you're asking and then some.
Yeah, he made it seem like more of a collaborative exercise as opposed to just selling something.
Sure.
I thought that was a big takeaway.
Well, and Brian made a comment. He's like, we create stuff for us first, and then we bring it to market. I think that was a huge takeaway as well.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have something to show people from that talk, because it was a great talk.
What I really enjoy about that one was, we really had a lot of feedback from everyone from that little discussion. And what I kind of got out of it was, your voice absolutely matters. We ask you for feedback all the time. We ask you for questions all the time. I think that is something that really drives the industry is if you're listening to this right now in your car, in your, on a plane, wherever it is you listen to us, you absolutely can take that time and send a quick email to someone that say, what, I thought about this, this would be a really great feature. All of the photo booth manufacturers, the software developers, they all need that information from you to bring this industry forward. I think is such a huge thing.
It's amazing that the feedback is what really drives everything. Whether it's the manufacturers and even people that are listening for your business, you want your customers to give you feedback as well. And if you're not proactively reaching out to try to get that from them, you're making a mistake. But how often do you give feedback is what Ryan's trying to get at. I think we all should take a step in that direction, try to give feedback to people so that they can all improve as well.
So what I want everyone to do right after you finish listening to this is send an email, open up a little chat thing on someone's website. Just even if you don't even have anything, a feature request or anything like that, even if it's just someone who's just doing a really good job, leave a Facebook comment. Just say, hey, listen, I just did this event. This really absolutely helped me. It, changed my business or whatever. Or, we just started to use, digital props. And, oh my gosh, this bride loved that we created a digital prop for her and it was so custom. And, tell people absolutely what they're enjoying. I think that's really important. We crave feedback because, it's just Ismail and I talking to one another. And, I'm pretty sure we get bored with one another. So we don't
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Easy there. We don't get to hear from you listening to this. So, if I tell a very funny joke, which I really tell all the time, I don't get to hear people laugh.
You laugh at your own jokes, man.
I'm funny, damn it.
Well, that's the great thing about doing all these in-person events. And that's the benefit of being in our position is that we actually get to speak to people one-on-one in all parts of the country and all parts of the world to really hear what people are going through.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide, man.
Dale.
Represent.
No. So what is something... So Ismail and I actually haven't even walked through the whole thing. We tried to walk through it yesterday, but we really didn't...
We keep getting stopped.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
No,
being stopped.
I love it. Please, if you see us... Actually, yeah, because this comes out tomorrow. So if you see us, stop us and just say, listen, we love you, we hate you, go away. I don't care. Just we really do need to hear that feedback.
No one hates me. If anybody hates anybody, it's you.
I just hate your outfit. But anyways, what is something from the expo that you are seeing a lot of?
Well, the easy answer is a lot of everything. And that's one thing I also talked about on stage is that as a boother coming here, walking through the exhibits, I can see how it can be intimidating knowing what to get and what direction to point your business in. There's everything here. I mean, just to give you guys an idea, I saw a drone flying around. There's a booth on like a Roomba that can be controlled.
I'm pretty sure Steven doesn't want to hear Roomba.
Roomba or whatever. That's what people are saying. I don't know how else to describe it, but you can control it and drive it basically. There's cars with like 2 booths inside the car.
Yeah, like Pimp My Booth.
It was like Pimp My Ride. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I can see that people can be intimidated by that and struggle with identifying what direction they want to go in.
There's a lot of iPad booths, which doesn't necessarily mean a bad. It's not. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think that that's where our industry is at currently. One thing that we ended up talking about was iPad booths and being cheap aren't mutually exclusive. Like, just because you have an iPad booth doesn't mean you have to sell it for cheap.
That's why I love, and I know you say this all the time, I love what you say where if you're selling it as a lower cost option, you're doing it wrong. I think that's so right.
Well, you're just doing yourself a disservice, because I have said this previously. These iPad booths have the power to give your clients analytics. They have the power to give you knowledge on who the people are. Whenever you have Facebook integrations, some of these softwares can pull out, are they male or are they female?
That's crazy.
No, like where they went to college, like where, what interests they have. Like, you absolutely can pull information out of that we never could do before. You can't do that with the print.
So let me ask you something. It seems like iPad booths are the trend. Like this year confirmed it. Last year they were kind of coming up.
Yep.
But this year I see a lot more of it. Now, when you say the power of the iPad booth, how much do you think it matters what the iPad booth looks like? Because that's really the only difference is their design, their aesthetic appeal.
Sure.
Like some are very basic and cheap. Some are better designed.
What did you call me?
And they're more expensive. Does it matter?
I don't think it matters at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that whatever photo booth you end up selecting needs to look clean, which if you're getting a ring light booth, it inherently looks clean. Just a circle is very appealing to literally everyone. I don't, just so long as like your cords are covered, just so long as it looks presentable, I don't have a problem with it. I don't think it makes a difference to anyone. I think what makes the difference is the content that you're creating as the output. Whether it's a GIF, whether it's a boomerang, whether it's a video, or just a still photo, or just something to make it shareable.
That's another thing that I'm taking away is that we all have access to the same tools. Like these big activations that you see happening online with these big brands, they're likely using the same booth that you have or you can get. So it's not really about the equipment anymore. It's about what you do with the equipment, what you do with the software, which is basically why the knowledge and learning is really what differentiates you from everybody else.
One of the questions so people came up to us afterwards and they asked us, where do you find your corporate clients? And I'm like, the corporate client store. That's absolutely where you find it.
That's a very, very, very common question.
I don't know why people don't go there more often. I have a membership there.
It's next to Costco.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not supposed to be easy.
No.
Like people think
if it was easy, everybody would do it.
That we just have a trick in the back of our pocket where we can just give you a way to get corporate clients. It's not easy.
No. Well, I will say this: it is easy to make a relationship with your current clients.
Yes.
Because yes, if you have a bride, she uses you for her wedding. Everything goes well. I've had plenty of brides that have been in marketing, and they end up going to work for another company, and I use these people for my wedding, and blah 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 blah. Bam, there's your corporate client now.
Yeah, I mean the harsh reality, like what I tell people, is that it just happens organically.
Yeah.
Like the corporate clients that we get mostly came from social events. Like we did someone's wedding, she ended up being an event planner. Yeah. And it just kind of grows from there. And a lot of times people look for how to get more. My advice is to focus on who you already have and build that relationship deeper.
That's the thing is with like your email list. And I talk about this in, I put in a little Instagram PDF that I did that the link for that's available in the show notes, where I talk about where, I guess, with your Instagram followers, you don't own your followers. Like with Instagram owns your followers. They have an algorithm that specifically controls who sees your posts and who sees your photos and stuff. So, I mean, I think that in this last Instagram algorithm change that they did, only 5 to 10% of your posts are being seen organically by people. So what you really need to do is focus on email marketing. Take a lead page or a squeeze page or a landing page or something, connect that and be very thoughtful with your Instagram and get people's emails. That's how you are able to contact people whenever you want.
I'm going to throw another wrench to that. I totally agree. And this is also why I personally don't show pricing on my website. Because if I show pricing, I have no way of capturing that lead. If they are interested in my services, I want to get them to opt in. I'll get their email. They'll get the price immediately, but I have the ability to follow up with them.
You can also use something called lead magnets, where I believe there's one company here that has a template thing where I guess the customer can like design their template, and then whenever like they email it to themselves, that is a lead magnet in itself.
That's
or you're
Patty.
offering a PDF of something free of 8 things that you need to do to make your wedding, amazing, or 10 things that you need to do to make your activation more successful, or whatever. Those are all lead magnets where you're getting those emails where you have the ability to contact someone more than once.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the easiest lead magnet is just withholding pricing, but you're not really giving any value to that person.
Someone actually, I won't say who, but one of my clients that I am doing a website for, they had a photo gallery, and they would have people type in their email as the thought process behind it was use the email to get into the gallery just to see their portfolio. I said, take that stuff off now. That is not a good way to do a lead magnet. And the only reason why I say that is because you want to qualify that person to see if they even like your work first. I don't want someone to give me their email without seeing my work and seeing if they like it or not. So, because I don't want to email someone that it's going to be no use to.
I'm curious to hear your perspective, Ryan. What are some things that jumped out at you walking the floor compared to last year?
There is a bigger energy here. There is people more excited than last year trying to figure out what booth they want to do. We're having a lot of people tell me that, they're ready to make that next step and go to the next photo booth, or add another photo booth to their fleet or whatever. I hear that more often. One thing that I really appreciate is the content that people are creating. Cherie does a great job of, actually that was another big thing, was someone came up to me and said, I'm not a creative person. We are lucky to be in an industry where you do not have to be creative, where you can buy that creativity.
Great point.
No, you can buy that creativity. I've always said this, if you cannot do your job or any part of your job, you need to hire somebody to do that. If you can't do your accounting, hire somebody to do it. If you can't, design an overlay, throw some money at the problem and hit the road. I mean, that is the great ability that we have is, we can buy something that someone has already done that looks custom to where all we do is put the, new client's name on it and send it on out. And we're at the point right now where it's still so new, and there are still new overlays and templates coming out to where there's always fresh content. I think she has like a monthly thing where, I guess more templates are added every month.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and it's not as difficult as hiring people. You can buy. It's almost a commodity where there's no excuse. Oh, I'm not good at graphics. I'm not good at creativity. You can buy that. It's very easy. Yeah, I mean, I also feel the energy walking down here. I think there was a lot of energy last year as well. It just seems like the industry is constantly growing, and one interesting thing to me is how this room, it's a huge room. It's full of competitors.
Sure.
Everyone's selling a booth or selling something that's competing with one another, but there's still some kind of...
We're not selling anything. People are coming up to us and say, what are you selling? Nothing.
Free.
I got nothing. Well, I got PDFs, but that's about all I got.
But the cool thing is that how it's not perfect, but there's a collaborative feel still in this industry.
Sure.
Where I guess it's still small enough where people aren't really, they're not duking it out with one another. And it was even great, like on our panel, there are some competitors on that panel, but they're willing to help the industry and discuss things, which is something that we take for granted.
Sidney made a great point, and he said, I appreciate other people's, we don't do things the same. And he goes, the way how Brian does something is not the way that Greg does something, and the way how Greg does something is not how Steve does something. But we're all getting to the same end goal of making sure that our clients all have, something great to share.
Yeah, I was really happy with that talk. I'm also curious to hear your opinion on how do you compare this to Australia?
I've never had an opinion in my life.
You have plenty of opinions.
I have no opinions. No, I really think, you can't compare the two. PBX is most definitely larger. Yeah. I think that PBX, you have a lot of people from literally all over the world coming in to one space to, find ways to, grow their business. I really appreciate the variety of props that they have. I'm not exactly a prop person. However, I can appreciate good props when I see them. And you just kind of see how interesting it is to, you have one photo booth prop company that has, more scripty fonts, and then you have one that has like more funny and, punny ones. And, you have one that is geared more towards like specific theme parties. So, they're really here. It really is something for everyone here.
They're all selling. All those prop companies are selling everything. I don't know why people want to lug all that stuff with them on the plane. I wouldn't do that.
You can ship it.
Yeah, I'd rather just order at home and have them ship it to me.
Yeah. That New York accent is coming through.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that so far.
there's a lot of people from New Jersey, a lot of people from DC, a lot of people from St. Louis.
The thing here is that it's so large that there's so many people. I ran into people from my hometown. Like, just what are the odds of that? But there's so many people, it's hard to talk to everybody. So even we're talking to people all day for hours and hours and hours, and still I would say we talk to a minority of the people here.
Oh, sure. I think that it's really difficult to find. Actually, maybe I am a little ADD. It's interesting to me how many the perspective and the variety of stages of people's photo booth companies. We have people that have not purchased a photo booth yet. We have people that have 10, and they all don't look alike. I mean, we have people that have been in the industry for a while, and like me, that are old and set in your ways, and you're just like, well, how do I go forward with my business? What things can I change to make a difference to it?
I will say that I'm looking around as we're talking. A lot of the booths are very similar. So the reason I'm saying that is that I don't think people should be agonizing over which one to get. Most of them are similar, and you're using one of the main softwares.
Sure.
So it's more about how you use it, kind of like what we talked about earlier.
I talked to someone from Los Angeles, and she made a very good point. She goes, the reason why I'm here is just to kind of find where I fit in the industry. If you are a photo booth company in Los Angeles, you have a lot of competition. So and my advice is the competition really lies in the output. So like I said on stage, the days of taking 4 photos, printing out on 2 strips, I mean, they're not long gone, but I think that our industry has come so much further. There are still people that want that. However, there are people that only do a CMYK booth where, they're on a white background, they take, 1 photo or, a couple photos, turn into a GIF or whatever, and then they have a yellow, a green, a red, a blue, and, change up with a little filter or something like that. There are some companies that use only 1 filter, and that is their photo booth company. And they make a killing on it because they are training their customer to think that that is the only thing that they do.
Well, that's interesting because you kind of create a niche, but you also identify a brand by doing that.
I really enjoy the types of backgrounds that are here now. Again, I'm mostly green screen, but I really like the mermaid stuff.
Yeah,
Kind of makes me happy. I was playing with it and writing.
I saw what you wrote.
I know.
It was gone very quickly, by the way. I saw someone ruin it.
No, who did it?
I don't know.
I will find them. I will hunt them down.
Yeah.
So what else is up for us for the rest of the trip? What is something that you want to accomplish from here? Look, someone asked me saying that I don't ask enough questions. This is me asking a question.
Wow, this is a big moment.
Well, hold on, wait, stand by. What also was a big moment, someone came up and said that I was polite.
That guy, I don't know what he was talking about. He's clearly confused you for somebody else. What was the question again?
Shit, I forgot.
You forgot the question. You asked one question in 50 episodes and you forgot the question.
What is something that you want to accomplish from the rest of this expo?
Personally, my opinion on this is that I came here this year. I don't have an agenda. All I want is to learn from people by talking to them. And again, that's the unique position that we're in, is that we actually, I feel like I am one with the audience. I feel like I understand the perspective. So I just want to keep building on that, and it helps me ask better questions in the show because I kind of feel what people are feeling. Otherwise, I think just getting some content while we're here, some cool content.
I really want to create and try out some of the new things. There's a lot of 360 booths in one version or another. Some where you stand, where there's iPhones around you. Some where a little apparatus spins around you. I'm interested to see those kind of things because I think that a lot of corporate clients are always looking for something new, and I think that is something new.
I also think it's a tough balancing act that people have to have of trying to be new, but also taking care of their existing clients that are already used to what they have.
That's another thing that I didn't get to say in our talk was, someone made a comment about how do you, wean your clients off of whatever. I am of the mindset of it is discontinued. I'm sorry, I don't sell that anymore. And almost forcing them to change.
People are afraid to do that because they're not as confident in you as still making the sale.
Sure.
They think they'll lose the sale by doing that.
No, I think you're doing your client a disservice. I think you just need to position it to where, oh, no, we have something 10 times better. This is something that, your customers or, guests will benefit more from. This has more capabilities than the previous one.
And next year, we're not going to be the Westgate again, right? So they're moving it next year?
Next year we will be at South Point.
See, I think that was where they started, but I've never been to that one.
I love South Point.
I've never
They
been
have
to
a
South
movie
Point.
theater. Actually, they have an amazing deli that has amazing bagels
When we get closer to that, we'll do another Vegas tip episode.
on South Point.
On South Point.
So it is off the strip. It is further south. I really enjoy it. I think that it's kind of nice to get away from all the crazy madness.
You know what was really cool this time that I didn't do before? Like, I've been to Vegas a few times, but with Ryan, we went for my first time to Old Vegas and Fremont.
We went to downtown Vegas.
Yeah,
it is not my favorite. It is just, I mean, never mind.
It was really cool. I mean, it's different. I know Ryan doesn't really like it that much, but it was kind of cool to go check it out. It's a different vibe.
I will say this. Well, first of all, I saw a lot more body parts of women than I would care to see.
I will not say anything. My wife is standing 5 feet from me, so.
Ew! My eyes are burning. It was definitely an experience, but I will say this: there were a lot of lights on. In times that I've gone previously, the lights have been off, so it's kind of nice that the ceiling was working. Four Queens, Golden Nugget, the D, all that good stuff was working and playing around. I have not gambled on this trip yet.
I have gambled a lot.
You've lost a lot.
I haven't gambled with you.
You're a loser.
No, I'm pretty even.
Pretty even?
But we still got 2 days, so.
Pretty even. Well, I pulled out cash, so I did like half the battle, but I haven't actually gambled just yet. Every time I gamble, I win.
Well, let's gamble together. Hopefully I win.
I said I win, not you.
It'll rub off on me.
Don't rub your bad luck on me.
We need some good luck.
So, what other person or company have you not seen yet that you want to visit?
What have I not seen yet? I think I've tried most of the things.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is question number 2.
I have tried most of the things that I wanted to see. I know we didn't walk the whole floor, but we walked most of it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything left that I would want to see.
We missed a whole thing. Did you go into the back one?
The back one for what?
Yeah, there's another entire section on the other side.
Oh, then I didn't go there.
Yeah, so there's a separate little room that's next to, I guess, where the Key Pass seminars are. It's across from that. So there's 2 expos. So if you listen to this tonight, tonight, you still have, I guess, no, tomorrow's, never mind.
We're in different time zones all the time. We don't even know what time it is.
What city is this?
Where are we? Oh, Vegas.
I
Okay.
need like someone to like put like a little sticker like they do in kindergarten, like what phone number someone can, like my emergency contact just on the back of my jacket.
It's tough too because I manage staff like that are not here. So keeping in mind the time differences is a challenge.
It's hard, especially when you have like clients like in China or Australia or wherever, and you just kind of have to work backwards.
You know what I also wonder is walking around here, you start to really feel how big the industry is, and I wonder if people feel intimidated or threatened, or
Sure.
like, hey, the heyday's gone, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how people feel about that and what you think about that.
Cherie made a good comment on stage. She was saying how people are coming into the industry and leaving just as quickly.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So
That's a very interesting observation because I have heard someone tell me that they're just going to be here just to ride the wave.
yeah, I've heard that too.
I don't believe that is something that's going to happen. I think that people will always love their photo taken.
Yeah. I mean, I love being here so far. My favorite part is when people that listen approach us and talk to us about how the show's benefited them. To me, like the first person that came up to us told us a nice story about how it benefited them, and it makes the whole trip worthwhile.
I really enjoy how people find out about, like, someone found out about PBX because of us,
Yeah.
which I think is so shocking.
Yeah, Rob, tell Rob that.
Right, tell Rob that. Well, I really need to get like analytics on this because I really want to know how many people like used our promo code. So absolutely, for next year, we're going to get a new promo code. Use our promo codes for your Key Pass and for your exhibits.
And on the topic that we were discussing earlier about giving feedback, I would love to hear from people what else they would want from us. How else can we add value? I know you started giving some PDFs out about some helpful content that people actually said here was very helpful. What else can we do to help people grow their business? What else do you want from us? I know we've been toying with the idea of doing some courses. We talked about AdWords.
Which is coming. Yeah. AdWords is coming. It is. We were a little bit overconfident in a delivery of that one, but AdWords is something that will take a lot more time. And the only reason why it's taking time is just because we want it to be very accurate content. Instagram, I had my Instagram PDF. That was really challenging for me to do just because I needed to make sure that I outlined it. And the best way that I had to describe it to myself was, how do I explain Instagram to my grandmother?
Yeah.
So that's like kind of the format that I use. So on the top right hand corner, it's has like the topic and then information on that topic, but in the kind of the order that you go through it.
I also think there's a lot more pressure now because we have thousands of people listening. Like I even know with my software, I'm taking extra time developing it to try to make it even better because people are always asking about it. So
Always.
There's a little pressure to whatever we put out has to be of a certain quality.
Well, and that's the thing is I'm not going to put out anything that is not of a certain quality. I've always been really vigilant about.
Right, but you have to admit that when there's a lot of people listening, it's a little bit more pressure. You
Pressure on
double-check-
you, not me. He's
double
turning
check
red
it.
right now. He's
Listen, man, I don't want to let people down, so there's more pressure. Even in like an AdWords course, we're taking more time to try to make it right because people are going to rely on that to grow their business.
Well, by the time we finish it, Google AdWords is going to change their algorithms again. That's what's going to end up happening. But that's the thing is, I always like for the Instagram one, I had to kind of put a date on it just to make sure that hey, this was current at the time that it was made.
Yeah, so people don't yell at you. It is a lot of time though, sitting here. I think the first day was a 3-hour exhibit. This is like 6-7 hours.
First day was just a blur.
But believe it or not, last year I was 9 hours straight exhibit. So I think they cut it down a little bit this year.
Yeah, well, I think they did that just to make sure that the time was just a little bit more meaningful. If you are not in Vegas right now, you are absolutely missing out.
Yeah, you should be here next year.
You really should. If you are not here right now, I really feel a little sad for you, just because the energy in here, getting inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
Just from finding things that you never thought you could do. There are different applications of the same equipment that you have in the back of your car right now.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And this is actually the first year my brother came. I'm so happy he came because just walking down these exhibits, you get inspiration. You talking to people, you see other people succeeding. It makes you feel like you could. It's a no-brainer that you can as well.
Well, and this is the thing that I really appreciate is different applications of the photo booth is what really will set people apart. Putting a photo booth on a ceiling, put a photo booth in a car, put a photo booth, on someone's person and have like a walking photo booth. I mean, that is just something that can be applied to any market, no matter what market you're in.
Yeah. I just think there's a lot of value because if you don't really believe that you can make it, the odds are that you're not going to go through it and make it. But by being here, you see other people succeeding, and maybe they're not doing things the way you're doing them. You think you're doing them better, and seeing that makes you feel so confident that you can succeed as well.
That's absolutely fine. So if you are not here right now, you really need to come next year. I don't care about the money. You will find the money.
You'll win it at the tables.
Easy.
That's my plan.
You're still trying to pay for it. So just so you know, whenever someone gambles and they lose a lot of money and then they pull out more money and then they try and win more money that they lost, that's called chasing. Don't do that.
I've been chasing since I got here.
No, so I really think that you need to come here next year. If you are not here now, you are absolutely missing out. There is just the inspiration that you'll get from here is just bar none. That's one thing that I am taking away is the applications of stuff that I currently have. And even then, you don't have to buy someone's product if you want to, you're a DIYer type of person, or if you just want to say, hey, screw it, I don't want to mess with it. This person already did it, then buy it from them.
Right, but you get the ideas by being here. It's like that famous Steve Jobs quote that we talked about before, where great artists steal. Everyone is getting inspired by other people.
There's a book called Stealing Like an Artist.
Everyone is being inspired by other people. And that's fine. It's important to be in the know and look at what the other cool people in the industry are doing because it'll make you better.
There's a lot of great energy here. I think that you have the ability to do things here that you can't do on the internet. You can touch, you can feel, you can play with all these photo booths.
Oh, photo booths.
We will not talk about what you did in the back alley after you lost the money. However, the great thing is if you're really into printing, there are a lot of printers and you don't know what they do, how fast they print, the quality that they print.
That's actually a great point because we're next to DNP and I learned some stuff about the printer that we use I didn't know.
Imaging Spectrum has a whole printer bar where you can go over there and play with every single printer that they have.
Like this may sound stupid, but I didn't know that my printer was capable of printing 16 by 20 gigantic pictures. And I just found out that it can. So that's another thing that I can offer to my clients. And I got that from being here.
You was kind, you was smart, you was important.
I don't get that reference.
Because you don't watch The Help.
The Help?
Yeah, all the female photo boothers will get it. And actually probably some of the men.
I don't know.
That were forced to watch The Help.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
Emma Stone?
And Viola Davis. Look at you! Look at you!
We recorded that?
Yes, it's all recorded. I will keep it in here just for you. Well, guys, thank you so much. We're probably going to do one more episode here as like our little recap, and maybe we'll do that as a bonus episode for this Friday. I'm so happy to everyone that came to visit us. If you catch this in the morning, please come see us. Please come say hi. Please take pictures. Please post the hell out of it.
It's really cool being here. I mean, as we're recording this, a lot of people walking by, waving at us, taking pictures of us. It's just really cool. I hope more of you come say hi.